Alright guys, so with all of that out of the way, welcome to King of the Hill. This is round number 37, I believe. And we are about to get King of the Hill underway, and it's by hook or by crook. Let it be known that every single person on this server is a badass motherfucker, and we actually have IMAC 999ing. That's bad timing.
It looks like both of them are 999ing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. IMAC's back and dancing is 999. There we go. Alright. They might be shutting down the stream and shit. Essentially, Quake Live has a few bugs, and we had to literally add people to friends and invite them to get them into the server. So everyone here is hardcore, and definitely interested in seeing King of the Hill be awesome. So, we're going to start off with IMAC and Dancing Tofu. These are two guys I've never seen before. That's why we're going to start with them. They also have even pins here on the Chicago server. And look at that. They are ready to go. So, yeah. Steve-O. Did you finish your download?
Yeah.
You in the server?
Yeah, I'm in.
Everything good? Alright.
I'm in. Ready to go.
Awesome. Then we are live here. IMAC getting a rough spawn. It looks like he wasn't quite sure where to go and what to do. At the start of that, he really needs to grab the rocket launcher. Hopping over to Dancing Tofu. He will have access to... Ooh, hang on, he forgot to press the jump button. Whoops. He will have access to the red armor. Has a rail gun and a lightning gun in hand. He's going to go backside of the map to check for the yellow armor, which actually just got picked up. First rail is good. A little bit of rocket defense from IMAC. Now, if IMAC's smart, he will try to block Dancing from getting anywhere near that Mega. Mega is up now. And then I would go cover the rocket launcher. If you go and take a look, Dancing Tofu is actually going to grab both Mega, then head over to rocket. Should head over to rocket launcher. Because I can't imagine fighting on this map without an RL at the 1 minute mark in the game.
I completely agree. The rocket launcher is such a crucial weapon on this map, and another good strategy is to actually try and prevent the other guy from getting that rocket launcher, because one of the main spawns at the beginning is so far away from it that you can completely lock him out of it.
And actually, though, it does help that Dancing Tofu at the start of this, picking up his first frag, he was hitting a 66% rail, now down to a 40%. You know, I guess you don't need a rocket launcher when you're hitting most of your rails. Let's go take a look and see how IMAC is doing. He's stacked up to 160 armor. Does have full health. And next big item to play for is going to be red armor. Dancing Tofu walking around with Mega. These guys haven't really damaged each other, so Mega is really strong at the moment. Still at 170. And Dancing Tofu has just collected near 200 armor. So, boom, there it is.
Yeah, IMAC was staring at the lower YA, but didn't seem to want to pick it up.
Well, you know, it didn't really go with his outfit. You know, that yellow, kind of a lemony yellow. It doesn't quite go with the lime green of the, oh dear, of the, Keel Bright model. So, you know, I can understand it. Dancing Tofu, not really bothering with strafe jumping. I'm seeing this is actually one of the more calm matches I've seen in terms of movement. Now, actually, Steve-O, since you were downloading the patch, I guess you haven't had a chance to mess around with some of the physics features, have you?
Oh, don't get me wrong. My actual gaming rig is completely patched up, and I have been playing with some of the new physics. This is just a secondary box that's in a quieter room.
Okay. Okay, guys.
But yes, the newer physics are definitely a good thing in my opinion. Kind of takes me back to the old days.
Okay. And talk more about that, because we got a lot of people that don't really understand what you mean by old days.
Well, right now, let's see, they added sequential jumping actually mattering, I guess. As you just saw, actually, who are you following there? Are you following IMAC?
Dancing.
Oh, well, if you'll notice, as people are going up the stairs now, they're able to jump rapidly upstairs because they added in the classic style double jumping, essentially. Where you can press jump, and as soon as you hit the ground, you can jump again. So you're able to gain extra height and extra speed with that second jump.
Yeah.
And that's an old Quake 3, Quake 2.
Quake 2.
Pretty much every Quake, except for 4, I believe. And maybe CQ3. But it's nice. It's a nice feature to have again, and it allows for getting across, you know, stairwells much faster. As well as some jumps. Like the jump on, what is that map? Battleforged, yes. You are able to gain so much
across
speed.
the middle?
Yeah, across the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is actually is kind of nice, and I think that it was a smart move to make. You know, after watching a weekend of Quake 3, which was fantastic, the Quake 3 Masters Tournament by Anima Gaming. You know, it really was fun, even though that was vanilla Quake. You know, we had a lot of discussions about comparisons between CPM, Quake Live, and of course original Quake 3. And you know, I think one of the first things that players feel between the games is the movement. The second thing is it's going to be the raw power of the weapons when it be Quake 3. And then, you know, of course, Quake Live, some people saying that it's so much more about like defensive rockets and things like that. But, I mean, I was actually reading ESR because I like to torture myself. And,
oh God.
Yeah. But there was one point that I felt was actually pretty cogent. A guy was talking about how, you know, people say that you know, Quake Live is so much less about aim, and it's so much more about sort of the head game and positioning and tactics. But then a guy said, well, why does it make sense then you've got the likes of Cypher and Avik and Kilson, who are typically aimers, and they really don't rely too much on, I mean, they definitely will try to outsmart their opponents, but you know, they rely on just having a solid aim. That's how they win the games. They hit the shots. And you know, why is it that, you know, they're the ones in the recent rounds of tournaments that are coming out on top? You know, so maybe the sort of knee-jerk assumptions about the differences between Quake Live and, say, Quake 3 and CPM aren't, you know, more than just lip service and trying to fan certain flames that aren't really there. So I thought it was actually, you know, when it's one of those points you're reading ESR and you kind of go, that was actually a good point. Good job. So.
Yeah, I actually remember a conversation with Cypher, I believe, where somebody was asking him how to beat Rafa, and he said, you just gotta stop thinking so much.
Huh.
And so that's a testament to his aim, I guess.
Well, I suppose when you can hit rockets like Cypher can, and they're no-think rockets, I mean, did that term like originate with Cypher? I think it might have. No-think rockets. If not, it should have. But yeah, I guess if you're Cypher, you don't have to think about it. Alright, guys. Dancing Tofu's pulled ahead, has a 7-frag lead with IMAC in a deficit -1 at the moment. Dancing Tofu smartly backing off from that fight, coming back for the rail. Nice choice there. Of course, should still have the stack advantage. Needs to hit one more shot to finish off his opponent, but can't seem to hit it. Switches up the LG to finish off the job. Shit, there it is. Finally getting it done. Rocket jump to the RA, and now an 8-frag advantage with 2 minutes remaining.
IMAX seems to be trying to rely on his rail a lot more than he should be. Maybe weapon selection should be his next practice point.
Yeah, he's at 12% with that railgun at the moment. He looks a little bit new to Quake Live. One thing that I want to hopefully talk about with both these guys would be, you know, if they happen to watch the VOD, would be learning strafe jumping. Turn on that UPS meter and figure out how to get as quickly as possible from one end of the map to the other. They look pretty comfortable around corners and stuff like that. I'm not seeing them really run into too much geometry. You know, that's a good thing. iMac here needs to make a nice clean exit from this room. He doesn't quite do it though. A little bit of hesitation, not using the advantage of the his opponent's railgun reload time to make a speedy exit. And Dancing Tofu will probably come back and get a spawn frag before the 10-minute mark. Yeah, he can just sit out of range of the LG. You know, so Dancing Tofu, he's got a little bit of you know, has some wits about him. As far as the next player, I think we're gonna do Ping Hacks. I think is the next person I've never seen before. I want to try to get some of these new guys in. Who happens to be on the list, and then I don't know if we've had Basic, and then at that point we might just kind of go with the list. Oh sweet, we got Disease signing up for King of the Hill. Very nice. All right, guys. So yeah, so next is going to be Ping Hacks. Okay, so it looks like Ping Hacks is not really new, although it actually makes sense with the clan that he's in. What the hell's that EXG again? I've seen it before. Sean's
there have been so many EXGs over the year. I have no clue what this one stands for.
I want to say, you know, if he's going to totally trounce Dancing, I want to get something that's a little bit closer. Let me just see. Let's see if we can push him back one. Let's see if we can get someone. All right. Very much appreciate that. Thank you very much, Ping Hacks. Oh, hold on. Gotta exit TF2.
Prepare to fight.
Hopefully
okay.
We'll get off ZTN at some point tonight.
Yeah. Alrighty then. So we're going to get underway. The second matchup of the night, we've got Basic spawning straight to red armor, dropping in, hoping to find Mega. Does get a buckshot off. Doesn't really do any damage though. Dancing Tofu is still at the 50 armor and about 140 of that Mega health. Now, weapons are going to be a huge issue for Dancing Tofu at the start of this. An even bigger issue for Basic, except for the fact that he uses the shotgun extremely well. Little nod to Prozac. He'd be proud. And Basic was able to pick up that first round. A bit late to Mega Health though, so a little bit off on that timing, and Dancing Tofu was able to sneak in, grab it. He does go down to the railgun shot, the first shot from Basic, from that rail. Nice timing on the red though. Does a little bit of damage, but nothing to really scoff at. Still really solid set up here. Defending Mega a little bit early for it. He can go hunting for another couple of seconds and then double back on it, which is exactly what he's doing. He goes to check the backside of the map, very smart, and shows up just in time to hold his ground, pick up the Mega, get the frag. Dancing Tofu, I think, really should have, I think he kind of got an ooh shiny moment there. He saw the Mega health up, decided to dive in for it without really recognizing that that would be very fatal for him.
He does seem to have the concept of running down when he is low, though, which is pretty advanced for a fairly new player as he seems to be.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest issue I'm going to see is that Basic, very comfortable with strafe jumping, is able to move pretty well around the map. I mean, not the best strafe jumping, but Dancing, the fact that he's not strafe jumping means that he's late to every single fight. He's going to be out of position most of the time. Basic anticipating a teleporter play. Oh, and exactly as he wanted and predicted, Dancing dances with rockets and goes down in a blaze of glory. So, 5-0. That's a very risky move. Does eat a railgun on the way. But yeah, Basic here a little bit early for Mega. Nothing that's going to hurt him too badly, though, because he's got plenty of time for red. Once he gets that, he'll be in. I like this position switch. This is actually really nice, because look how his opponent is using rockets